Hey guys, it's Tony. When talking about animation, everyone often talks about their influences. For me, my influences are people like Matt Groening, Trey Parker, Matt Stone, Mike Judge, John Kricfalusi, amongst many others. But their influences are usually the animators that came out during the 30s to the 50s. You know, the ones that were responsible for creating what was considered the golden age of animation. These would be people like Leon Schlesinger, Walt Disney, Jay Ward, amongst many others on their own kind. But one that I know a lot of people often point to, especially Groening and Kricfalusi, is the Fleischers. And what an important topic to talk about, than to talk about the Fleischers' most important work, well, next to Betty Boop, Popeye the Sailor. But I'm talking about a certain era of Popeye. And this era, particularly to me, is my favorite era of all time when it comes to those shorts. Of course, I'm referring to 1933 to 1938. Now, I know what you're saying. Really? That era of Popeye? No shit. Everyone loves that era. Well, I have my own particular reasons for liking that era. I'm going to list off all three of my reasons, actually, in particular. But first, I gotta give a little bit of a backstory in the history of the character, as well as how the Fleischers got involved with making the shorts. Created in 1929 by Segar, Popeye was originally meant to be a supporting character in a story arc involving ham gravy and castor oil for Thimble Theater. But after Popeye's story arc ended, a lot of fans were upset and wanted to see the character return, much to the surprise of Segar. So starting in 1930, he became a main recurring character. And eventually in 1931, he ended up becoming the main character overall in the series, replacing Ham Gravy as Olive's boyfriend. Now cut to the Fleischer brothers, who in 1930 were getting contracted work from Paramount Pictures to do Coco the Clown and Betty Boop. In 1932, the brothers were looking for something new to do as Paramount contracted them to do another short series. Looking through the comic strips, they came across Thimble Theater and decided that Popeye would make a great cartoon series. And thus history was made, as Popeye would make his first introduction to Betty Boop cartoon in 1933. Now we got that out of the way, let's get on to one of my reasons. The tone. The tone of Popeye is, well, how do I put this? Very urban. Very jazz-centric. You gotta realize, these came out during the 1930s. At this point, jazz was the big thing. Now, some of the character archetypes in these shorts maybe deemed a little racist or sexist for the period. But if you took all those elements out, these shorts would still in some way, shape, or form hold up, because they're just that universal. The interesting thing about these shorts, like I said, is the tone, the feeling of being in New York urban. In fact, that's what kind of made them unique, for the most part during that era. Let's be honest, in the last 80 years, Popeye's formula has been kind of repetitive. I mean, the idea of Popeye and Bluto fighting over olive oil, well, good. You could tell has been done a lot. But what I gotta give these original shorts credit is that they sometimes played around with that concept. There's shorts where Bluto doesn't even appear. There are shorts when there's no one to fight. There are shorts when it's just Popeye and olive oil sometimes just trying to give each other a hard time. Sometimes Wimpy makes an appearance, sometimes he doesn't. That's what made these shorts unique. For example, there is a short in which Bluto actually gives Popeye spinach, just because the two of them miss fighting each other. Now come on, that is unique. That is really, really unique. But, other than story, there's one more reason I love Popeye, or at least this era of Popeye. I'm just gonna come flat out and say it right now. The animation in Popeye is really, really fluid. And this is my main reason I love these original shorts. It's just how fluid they can be. You gotta realize, the Fleischers did these out of Miami and out of New York. And just the fact that they had the ability to keep the animation that fluid, to keep the animation always moving, to keep everyone always jittering around, moving around, regardless of any way, shape, or form they could do it, it's just astounding. What also makes this work pretty well is that sometimes the animation can go a little wonky or go a little weird. And it's not to say it's an animation error, that's just to say that's them throwing a joke out there. For example, there could be times when Popeye could be squeezed to his absolute limit where he could turn into a beet. Why? I don't know. You figure that one out. There are other times in which they will just play off a joke based on one of their tattoos. It's hilarious. What makes me love these original shorts is the design and is the fluidness. This is what made the 30s shorts good. So, what happened? What killed all of this? Well, I guess it's time to talk about the Fleischers' inevitable fate and what Paramount eventually did to Popeye in the 40s and 50s. Well, like what they say with most great companies, what came up eventually had to go. And with the Fleischers, 1938 was going to be their last golden year. What followed afterwards was success and failure. The success of Gulliver's Travels being the first full animated feature following the ban of Walt Disney. Paramount commissioned them to do another film. This would become 1941's Mr. Bug's Town. Unfortunately, this film was critically panned and was a box office failure due to that. And while after this, Paramount decided to take over the Fleischer studio and revamp it, thus making famous studios. What ended up happening was the Betty Boops and the Popeyes that came following in the 1950s would be severely downgraded. Not really in terms of animation, but in terms of story. They essentially decided to take the urban environment of Popeye and put it in the suburban Midwestern American town. Yeah, Popeye and Olive Oyl ended up going from living in the urban streets of New York to the suburban streets of Sweetgreen. The whole point of this is that I wanted to just give you a small example of why I felt that these shorts, the original shorts from 33 to 38, were in some ways more superior than the ones that came afterwards. And don't get me wrong, the ones from 1938 to 1942 are good. The World War II era cartoons are good. They're just not as good as these ones. If you're ever curious to actually want to find these, I recommend picking up this Popeye Sailorman Golden Collection, Volume 33 to 38. This has all the original shorts as well as a lot of good bonus features. Well, that's everything for now. This is Tony. I'm signing out. I will see you all next time.
I'm Popeye the Sailor Man. I'm Popeye the Sailor Man. I'm strong to the finish, 'cause I eats me spinach. I'm Popeye the Sailor Man.